I was just talking with Steve about that, you know. You can move to a beautiful place, the most beautiful place, but it's nothing without the people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you don't have the right people, you wouldn't even stay.
And I think there are the right people, but it definitely feels like a big difference coming from like everyone being here, plans every day, it feeling like vacation for like 2 months, and then everyone leaving. I feel like I'm like starting over, and I
Mm,
just got here,
yeah,
and now I have to like spend time with people I'm not as comfortable with and go through sort of the beginning again,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then they'll be back in like 2 months. So
Yes,
it's
which is nice.
yeah, but it's confusing if you're trying to live somewhere that people vacation.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, it's definitely something you need to get used to.
Yeah.
But I also need to say it is normal, it takes time, you know. For me personally, it wasn't like, oh yeah, I came here and I have my friends now here,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I don't think it's like that anywhere.
Yeah, so you know, I think it's normal.
Yeah.
It's just part of the game when you move. And I think it's really gonna just take some weeks to really know and pick out your people. And then once you find them, I think then it actually is quite nice because
Yeah.
then you know they're gonna stay here, you
Yeah,
know.
finding the ones that are staying here is key.
Yeah, yeah,
It's crazy.
100%, you know. But you see, for me, example, I also found the people, you know.
Mm.
It wasn't in the first year,
No,
in the first six, no, no, like the people I hang out with now, it wasn't like that.
not in the first year at all. You didn't meet any of them.
Maybe let's say 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So 6 months I was also just with my friend who lives here.
Mm-hmm.
Barbaros, he's from my hometown, you know, so that's a different story.
Mm.
He lived here before, so that's also one of the reasons I came.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was more with him, and I met actually friends from him here, you know. But I rarely actually hang out with them here, you know, with his
Now.
friends.
Yeah.
I found actually my own people in these
Yeah.
6 months, you know. So that's also interesting, I would say.
Well, you start with the person that is the closest thing to comfort that you have,
Mm-hmm.
and then you only know their people. So it's like when you're in high school and you only are in school with that many people, so you know them. But then when you graduate and go live somewhere else, you get to choose who you want to be with instead of just who's around.
Exactly, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
totally like this. Because you need to choose.
Yeah.
Just because your best friend is friends with these three people
Mm-hmm.
doesn't actually mean that you also gonna become best friends with them or good
Yeah.
friend. Because you're gonna always, you know, feel actually, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I wanna hang out with that person or with this.
But for the first couple of months that you're here, you only know that many people. So they're the only people that you see. And then it kind of does feel like those are the people you socialize with, but do I really want to? So it takes a lot to like, you haven't really met yet anyone new
Mm.
that hasn't left or come through. I have yet to make like a friend here that's not involved with any of the other people that I know and met through someone, like someone I chose on my own.
Exactly.
So I'm not
Good
there
way to
yet.
put it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I think it's actually pretty easy here compared to, let's say, other cities,
Mm.
because there's like this thing we have all in common here.
Mm.
It's surfing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not only regarding to dating.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
I mean, you are actually now dating, but you're also looking in that regard.
I'm dating?
No, no, you're
Oh, I'm
dating
like,
friends.
no, I'm really not.
You know, you're dating
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're in a dating
Yeah.
scene to find friends,
Yes.
which
It's
stay
like
here.
courting friends.
Exactly, you
Yeah,
know, you
yeah.
can actually see it that way. And I think it's really easy to do it here. I mean, easier than in cities because it's exactly like um, the common thing is just we have that surf, which is every day
Yeah.
going on. So you're gonna meet every day new people, you know. And then you're gonna see who
Yeah.
stays and maybe also who you fall in love with in like that sense, you know, oh, that's such interesting person, she's nice,
Yes.
she lives here, and then you know.
I think
But
you can tell pretty quickly too when you meet someone like that's gonna be like you can kind of feel a comfortableness with someone that you can see it's gonna grow into a stronger friendship rather than you meet someone and you're like, oh, this is like gonna be more of like a surface level. We see each other and we say hi.
yeah,
There's like a connection there.
yeah, you can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think pretty confident to say that. Yeah.
But are you like you're kind of chatty in the surf or no? Like, are you chatting with people?
I mean, if I know them, yeah.
But like this is what I'm saying. Like you don't meet strangers in the water and like just start chatting.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, depends, you know. If you
Okay.
look, if I would start over
Yeah.
and I was doing that tour when
Yeah.
I came here, I was that person
Chatting.
who would talk to people more than now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rarely do that these days
Yeah.
to completely new people that I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think people who live here and I don't really know them, saying hi and have a conversation, this I do.
Okay.
Just maybe get to know them a little bit better, even
Yeah.
though you know what I mean, surfing, you cannot really get to know people that good.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get a little sense of, okay, like what actually what they're talking about, you know, and if they are responsive, if they want to talk, you know,
Yeah.
whatever actually happened. But yeah, so these two things are a little bit different now. Yeah.
Well, the expat community here, expat or whatever you want to call it, seems small, but it feels like there's like a certain group of people that you kind of see around every day. So you know of these people or you've seen their faces. So it seems like you know more people than you do at some point. Like, but there's still groups that spend most of their time with their groups, you know?
Yes, yeah. I mean, mostly people have their groups, you know. So would you say you're actually a person who is, you know, let's say the person who would say the first thing to another person? Like if you saw a person a couple of times, seems interesting, you are a person who say like, hi, how, you know, I saw you a few times here. You also live here? You know, what's the deal? You say that, or you would actually not say anything and you wait until the person is saying something?
I think I would be less likely to say like, I've seen you around, and be more likely to just kind of start sort of a random conversation about like something that was happening, like just kind of throw like a comment out, like that would start a conversation, like if we were in the surf or doing something, some sort of like comment like, oh wow, really nice wave, or like, you know, like something more casual that just invites a conversation. But I'm not very like I'm not good at approaching someone with, hey, how are you? Like that feels weird
Yeah.
to me. I would invite a conversation, and if they took the bait, then I would continue a conversation.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. But what you like you
So like, what are my pickup lines?
what's these things you say then? Oh, great wave, by the way.
Like, wow, a lot of sea lice today.
No, I know what you mean. But also, so you actually, what you think is that you're more introverted and you wouldn't start a conversation, and because like if you see someone and you're really interested, you
Yeah.
still wouldn't do it because you're scared or what?
I am definitely more introverted.
Yeah.
I
But you are artist. Every artist is
I'm a
introverted.
struggling artist.
Struggling.
I'm definitely more introverted. I love my time alone, so sometimes I feel like I limit my interactions with people because I want less people asking me to do things and like less socialization. Because the more friends you make, the more they're going to ask you to do things that I'm not really sure I want to do. So I like to keep things like kind of casual with people. I have a lot of like acquaintance friends, but I don't like to have a lot of really close friends because then there's more things and you're invited to, and I hate to say no. So I came here to get a lot of space for myself. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for less like people to invite you to surf or do things with these people. Until I'm really sure I want to spend time with you, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
try to pursue that, I don't think.
Yeah. So what? Before you came here, that there was too much going on, because now you're looking for like more peace and more me time.
I think one of the biggest reasons I moved was because I had been living in San Diego for 5 years. I moved there after college alone and like had created a network and a community that felt really good for a while, but then it felt like all of the people around me expected a certain thing from me, a certain level of support that I had created, but then I kind of trapped myself in being this one version of myself that everyone expected. Mic drop.
Sorry the interruption.
Excuse the interruption.
That's real life. We are live broadcasting.
Keeping it real.
No, but yeah, so people actually expected then a lot from you, or actually knew that they could expect that from you, what you were giving already.
I was giving a lot. And then I stopped wanting to kind of give that much. And I wanted to move somewhere where no one knew me and no one expected anything from me, so I could be whoever and do whatever and give whatever with no one being let down by that at any time. Like, whether the other people felt that way or not, I feel like very freed coming to a place where no one actually knows who I am.
So it actually felt good when you made the decision? Like you were like releasing something, you know, in a way of like, oh, now I can really do that, and can I start again, you know?
Yeah, I came in March here for 2 weeks, and then I went to Bali for a week, and I think a week after I got home, I booked my ticket here one way. And then I had 6 months in between to finish my lease, and it felt like I was in this weird in-between of like being here already, but being there and knowing I was leaving, so I was committing to nothing, kind of half-assing everything. But as soon as I left, I felt like such a relief. Because the thought of not leaving became way scarier. Like the thought of something happening that would let me not come, waiting for the visa and making sure I could come, like, was way scarier. And I knew it was like time to go.
That means so you're not from San Diego originally?
San Francisco.
From San Francisco. So you grew up there. After college, you were going then to San Diego?
I did college in Arizona. So desert. Wouldn't recommend. It was
Like,
good, but
so it's pretty hot there.
it's just landlocked and dry.
Yeah?
Not having the ocean is just not good for me. Yeah.
But when did you realize that?
I knew.
Yeah?
I just needed to go to school. Like, you just have to get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And San Diego was really great, but I wanted more of ocean and opportunity to do what I wanted to do for work, which is the surf photography, without everything I didn't care about, which is like the city. So I wanted to be somewhere like this, where it's mostly beach and water, less of everything else.
Yeah. But San Diego is on the beach, on the ocean? Yeah. So I don't really know, but okay, that means already there you were into photography, especially surf photography. Is there a crazy surf community in San Diego?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's nice.
It is not. I mean,
Interesting.
it's different. It's like mostly the water's pretty cold.
Yeah.
So you have your wetsuit.
Yeah.
And it's just a different type. I mean, surfing's huge in California. Like the entire coast has like some of the most famous waves and like best surf spots. But it's just a different lifestyle in the US.
In what way compared to here?
There's just so much kind of other noise that I feel like gets in the way of what you really want to do. Like, I would get up in the morning, pack my car, and drive 40 minutes to my favorite surf spot through highways.
Yeah.
And surf for a little bit. It's a little bit aggressive in the water. Like, the people can be a little, like, localism is very aggressive.
Yeah.
And then I'd get out, and the rest of my day would just feel sort of busy with things that didn't matter. Like, the consumerism is really aggressive, and it just felt like a big drive to buy things and have things, and everyone is on the grind of working 9 to 5, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it was very fast-paced. Even though California is apparently slower paced than anywhere else, not slow enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you were selling now, everything
Like, I
in
have
San Diego?
I sold all my furniture.
Yeah, you sold
Yeah.
everything.
I brought home. So I left everything and drove my clothes and like a couple things back to my mom's house, and I just left it there.
Crazy, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I find it because back in the days before I started my travels, I had also so much stuff, you know, like so much stuff, you know. And now when I also then started, or I said like, okay, that's it, you know, I'm gonna move. I was also, you don't need it.
No.
You don't fucking need it, you know. It's crazy.
But when you're in that place, like, you feel like you need to keep getting stuff. It's
because
like, oh,
everybody does. It's normal.
But what is that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they're the next thing that I want, and if I'll just be happy if I have this new wetsuit and a new this, and then I
Yeah.
got some new pans for my house, and like getting rid of all of it. I had everything I owned fit in the car, and I really didn't need most of that. Like, it's just clothes and
Yeah, yeah.
things, but it's as soon as you set foot back there, it's there again. It's like waiting for you.
Yes, yeah. I was traveling, I don't know, maybe 4 years in total, only with hand luggage. So you know when you buy the ticket to fly with the plane, you have that ticket which actually gives you like this 10, 12 kilogram hand luggage. You put it in the plane overhead.
Yes.
So this is how I was traveling, you know.
That's like nothing.
And you don't, yeah, and I was doing it for years,
Yeah.
you know.
So
And-
does this feel like a lot to you?
Yeah, this is like, you know, I feel a little bit sometimes back in my old behavior of like buying stuff. Because it's again, so much stuff. If you look
Yeah.
at the, you know what I mean?
This is like the trinket area.
It's like crazy, you know? And you naturally you're gonna do it, you know, to buy then this and buy that again, you know. But as I said, I did it for years with the hand luggage, you know. And it was fine.
Yeah.
You know, I felt so good,
Yeah.
you know, it was just easier.
And then you moved here, and you have to get things to make a house.
Yes.
Like,
you
at
know.
least some things.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you want things to feel like comfortable and like homey.
Mm.
And you start acquiring more things like your Uno
Yeah,
and your
the-
tiny sunglasses.
you
over
need
there.
you need to have a Uno. When you were in San Diego, you started then because you were living on the ocean, the photography. How did you get into that then? You always were thinking about doing that, or you actually one moment you said like, oh, that could be interesting, or that wasn't the reason you went to San Diego then?
No, I don't really know why I went to San Diego. I'd only been there twice. I just wanted to move away from home.
Ah,
So
yeah.
I just picked a spot. I didn't know anyone there. I
It's
just-
like- It's
yeah.
okay.
It was far enough away from home. It was by the ocean. It looked fun.
Yeah.
So I just went. But I've always been interested in photography. I took classes in high school. But then when COVID first started, I was in like my house all the time. So I started baking a lot and cooking, and then just doing food photography. I started an Instagram, posting pictures of like cookies and pies, and my poor roommate was like, please stop making so much food. It was like ongoing, but once we got out of lockdown, I started to do that professionally and like work for businesses and do like photos of their menus. And I did that for a while. But then I just got really tired of being inside and like kind of alone all the time, just like putting pieces of pie on a board and just it was very solo, and it was inside a lot.
Yeah.
So I would go to the beach and just sit on the beach with a tripod and take pictures of random surfers for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I came here in March to do the in-water photography workshop at Xanadu with photographer Tommy Peruki
Okay.
and another photographer, Anna Katarina.
Yeah.
And they led us through like how to do in-water photography. So that was only in March, I think. And then I bought the housing in May. And ever since then, I've been in the water.
Interesting, huh? Yeah, yeah. But what would you say, like how to get into that, like to do it professionally and also, you know, to make money with that back in San Diego, you know? You know what I mean? Like, because, okay, you were then starting your Instagram and you were doing that, and then there needs to be a point when you can live from that, or at least to make money with it a little bit, no?
Well, I never just, like, I always had multiple jobs. So I
Yeah.
was
So you
working.
were working.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, during lockdown, no,
Yeah.
because we were stuck in.
Yeah.
But I was like a restaurant server. I did, I worked at a bar studio, like a workout studio at the front desk. I did dog walking, house sitting, pet sitting, babysitting, like basically like as many odd jobs as I could do to also do that.
Yeah.
But I had a really good opportunity because one of my neighbors was working at a startup that was a food delivery company, and they were just starting basically as I was just starting. So I was able to get in with them and do photos of all the vendors they needed. So it was kind of just like a lucky connection that I could be working professionally in a time that I needed to start making money doing it. And it gave me a lot of like a portfolio and clients. And since they were a startup, they didn't really need someone who was really established because they didn't want to pay that much. So I got to do a lot of work for them that I probably wouldn't have been able to do.
If it wouldn't be a startup, maybe.
No, like, because they don't.
But that was a friend of yours.
My neighbor and friend was their like manager, so she was just in terms finding people that they needed, and it was a good connection.
Yeah. Crazy, no? Sometimes it's like some people and they just know that you do it.
Yes.
You know?
Well, that's like half of the reason too. I feel like that's like half of anything is just the networking.
Yeah.
Which can get exhausting, but it's like the more people you know, the more opportunity you have to be thought of for something that could come up.
100%. Yeah. People just need to know that you are doing exactly what you're doing, because there's no other way to think about you then. That, oh, maybe she's actually the right person because I know she does it.
Yeah.
If they don't know, they don't know. Maybe that's also one of the things if you do something for yourself, you really need to focus on, no?
Yeah.
That you actually spread the message that you're doing that,
Yeah.
And doing Instagram, it's an easy way to do, no? And
Yeah.
literally then that your people around, Because maybe if you wouldn't have gotten that job, it maybe wouldn't be turn out the way it is now, no?
Oh, I don't think, I think that was really the start, because that's where I was getting paid for the first time for anything.
So that was, you got paid for that for the first time.
Yeah. And then I think it also grew my understanding that I could get paid for that, and that, like, it always seemed like being a professional photographer was so out of reach. But as soon as you're being paid for something, are you not like a professional?
Yes, yeah.
So it was like kind of a quick thing, and then I started the LLC almost immediately so I could just figure out my taxes, and then suddenly I was just a business owner of a business and doing taxes for something that I didn't feel like I was even qualified to do.
Crazy, no?
Yes, I'm like, who's letting me do this unsupervised? And I still don't feel like I should be allowed. It's kind of amazing.
It's
you can
crazy
just do whatever you want.
Yeah, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that feelings also sometimes when I was starting, Like, man, I'm really doing that,
Yeah.
People really pay me for that.
Right?
It feels a little bit awkward, but also good. So if they're okay with that,
Yeah.
I take it,
Like, where's the adult that's supervising me because I don't feel like I should be in charge?
Yes, yeah.
Of this?
That's so funny. Yeah, I had also these thoughts at the beginning. No, it's crazy, huh? So that's like, how interesting it is sometimes how actually people then get started, to work for themselves, right? Because there's like 1,000 ways to do it, You just need to do it,
Yeah, I think that's hard too in the beginning, that it doesn't have to start in the perfect way, or I think most times it doesn't start in the perfect way, but just starting is the hardest part to like do it if it doesn't feel perfect. Even now, like posting things on Instagram and doing shoots, sometimes it's hard to get to because it doesn't feel like everything is together. But even when you do this, like the more that you do it, the more it will get better. It's hard to get the ball rolling if it doesn't feel like your setup is perfect or your background is perfect, and
yes,
it gets in the way.
Yeah, totally. And also people judging. You know, or let's, how shitty is that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and then you think about what other people think, you know, about it. So I cannot post that, or I cannot do it, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's also a big thing,
Do
right?
you feel that way with this?
With this year right now.
Well, not this,
I
but
mean,
like this experience.
so obviously, like for example, I did that with Steve, you know, and there were a few things, like we were drinking a beer, you know.
Oh.
Oh, so you know, so like normally, like the reaction is like, oh man, you know, I cannot, you know, publish that
Right.
because this is not good.
Because you're definitely not old enough
But
to
you know
drink.
what I mean? Like, who? I don't
Yeah.
care. At the end, you know, if you don't like it, you don't like it, you know. And I don't really care about if somebody gonna judge me because it's not on me, anyways, you know.
You're not taking shots.
But you,
like.
but you know, these are the thoughts you have.
Yes.
You maybe don't you don't maybe really think about that too long because I don't do, but you have these thoughts still, you
Yes.
know. And now if you put yourself in a position where you just get started and you don't know anything, you have these thoughts and you're gonna think about it all the time, you know. So that's why this is gonna stop you. So you don't post anything which is not perfect.
Yeah.
You don't do anything which you think, oh, maybe it's not good.
Yeah.
So you actually stuck. You don't progress,
Right.
you know. And then you don't do it.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know.
And those thoughts too are not anything like, has anyone ever said to you like, they saw that and commented, be like, wow, this is so weird. It has a beer in it. Probably not.
Has a B in it?
Like a beer in your
Ah,
thing. Like
yeah.
no one ever,
No.
like no one would ever say that. It's you thinking for some reason that that's like unprofessional or like, I feel like a lot of the things that stop you aren't things that people are even thinking. You just feel like they might and you like stop yourself from doing it.
Yes, yeah. There's a guy, I don't know who said it, but that was also really interesting. Made total sense, you know. He said, like, people who are commenting, let's say, under your content or under videos like this, you know, rude things, they are the people who never would do it anyways, you know. People
Yeah.
who would do and,
Yeah.
you know, try it, they would never say something like this because they also experience it's not easy, it's hard, it's uncomfortable. They would never say something like this, you know.
No. Well, it's so easy to hide behind a computer and say whatever from anywhere and just for people to comment rude stuff.
Yeah, no, it's the easiest thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you are not into, you were saying that you're into psychology. You were studying that? Ah, yeah?
Yeah, my major in college was psychology. I thought I was going to be a therapist,
Yeah,
which I am every day.
yeah. For
But
yourself.
for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my like life path.
So that was usually your life path. You wanted to be a psychologist.
Yeah, I think that I took some courses my senior year where we had to practice therapy a lot. And it was difficult because there were so many things that we had to practice that weren't listening to the other person. It was just like, how do you repeat their words back to them? And what's your body language? And like, how many times are you nodding and doing this? Like, it became so mechanical that I couldn't imagine. I'm sure with practice it got a lot easier, but it sort of turned me off to the idea that at some point I wouldn't just be able to like listen to someone and help them. And thinking of having to do that for hours and hours practicing just felt like it would take the joy out of then listening to the people in my life and wanting to help the people around me. And so I did not end up going further with that.
Yeah, so you could not, you know, picture yourself doing that.
I don't think so. I still don't think so. Because I like to listen to other people and like help, and people have always told me things. Like I feel like people feel really comfortable telling me things that they wouldn't like.
Tell their
I get a lot of
parents.
life stories
Yes.
from people I don't know very well,
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah.
It's like being the fly on the wall in someone's life. You're like, oh, I'm getting like the dirty details.
But yeah, doing that constantly every day, you know, maybe it's a totally different scenario.
Which I mean, and then you take that stuff home, like to listen to, and you can't. There's just so many rules within the ways that you can respond, and I don't know that I would be able to like ethically hold my tongue or, go through all the motions of having to be so structured in that. Because I like listening and giving people my 2 cents, but then thinking about all the things I couldn't and shouldn't say would probably ruin it for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means when did you knew that then that you don't want to do that as a job?
Probably senior year, like my last couple months of school.
Yeah.
I knew I wouldn't go to grad school and like continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how sometimes you do this is like it's just about trying, because you don't know really, so you started doing going that way, but then after 1 year, 2 years, or how long ever, you're gonna understand or feel like, oh, that's really actually not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you need to actually do that before to understand that.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah, because I don't actually know what I wanted to be before.
What do you want to be now?
I don't know. Now? I don't know. I just want to do what I like to do, and that's why I also do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no sense of time here.
Jeez.
I rarely know what day of the week it is, or like when the last time I talked to someone was. The days kind of like melt into each other. And even like seeing people around, like I saw Steffi the other day and I was like, oh, I haven't seen you in 3 days. That feels like so long. Time just feels weird here.
Yeah.
In a good way, but it's definitely different.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. But still, I wouldn't exchange it, because I think even if it's so fast, which is, if you say it, it's sad because you don't want that it's actually so fast. But I still wouldn't go, back.
No.
You know what I mean?
You think you're here forever? Or you don't know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing's forever, right?
Okay, yeah, fair. For the foreseeable future.
Yes, yeah. I mean, definitely I wouldn't go back to Germany.
Imagine winter.
Yeah. No. No.
No.
It's like I was just saying that to Soph. Every time I go to Germany, I sit in the plane, go out of the plane, go into that bus which brings you from the plane to the terminal, and inside the bus, it's the first time you actually can hear people talking. In the plane, you don't really, you know what I mean? And that's the first time in Germany when I hear again people complaining. It's always the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, we Germans, we complain a lot,
That's a thing.
Yeah, and it's right after the holiday. You go in the bus, people, you can hear them, and it's always complaining.
It's like immediate.
Boy, it's so interesting to see that, to experience that. And it's always the same. It's so funny. That's why I rarely go in the wintertime to Germany, because everybody is like kind of sad.
Because it's so cold?
Or let's say not sad, but they're not really happy.
Okay.
And complaining always. It's fine, I understand, because it's Germany,
Yeah.
I was maybe the biggest complainer before I started traveling,
Really?
Yeah, totally different person.
About the cold?
Oh,
or
about
just
everything,
anything?
anything, yeah. Any stupid thing you complain. Like 100%, I was probably the biggest complainer. So that's why I understand that,
Yeah.
and I know it.
Yeah.
But I also know the other side, So that's why in the winter time, I don't go back to Germany.
Is it better in the summer?
Of course, the sun is out, people in the park, more smiles.
Okay.
You have something to look forward during the day, to enjoy maybe a little bit,
But the holidays are supposed to be like a happy, like...
Yeah, I'm not saying that everybody in Germany during the 24th December is like, with that face. No, I'm not saying it. It's a nice time too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. You have snow.
It's terrifying. Snow.
No, it's beautiful.
It's so cold.
What do you mean?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I think it's beautiful. If it would be, like, I would go maybe for the 3 days, for the 3 Christmas days, I would go now,
It's a good, like, happy 3 days.
Yeah.
And then after, when everyone's complaining about what they got, you leave.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
complain like, I was eating too much. why you were cooking so much.
I didn't like the stuff that I
took
got.
2
Yeah.
kilograms now, I get fat.
Your family's around. Everyone's over each other's company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but still, I love the Christmas time. It's nice. But I wouldn't go maybe for the winter time now.
We could do like a Christmas here.
Yes.
We could get a beach Christmas going.
I mean, actually, what I was thinking is to get a tree. There are needle trees too here.
Really?
Yeah. So I tried to get a needle tree, a real needle tree.
Yeah. Christmas tree.
Christmas tree?
Needle tree.
Needle,
I like that.
with the needles.
Yeah. They don't even grow here, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
If you go up, like 1,500 meter,
Okay.
they're gonna grow there in like the clouds, where it's really the moss also. You call it moss, not the green stuff. Yeah, so they're also growing there.
Okay. So you want to get like a real one.
Yeah, I tried to.
You could also do like a palm tree.
No.
Yeah.
We did that already twice.
I just haven't. I missed it.
Yeah, no.
It's been done. Need something different.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a fake one last year.
Okay. At Grenada?
No, it's like it was a different restaurant from a friend, but it's closed now.
But you want one at home?
No, we do. I don't know where we do the Christmas party, but wherever we're gonna do it, I will bring to that place the needle tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. We could order some lights on like Tokopedia or something.
Easy, you see, and then it's gonna be a little bit more Christmas vibe.
A little festive.
Secret Santa.
Yes.
They're gonna be presents.
No complaints.
No complaints. Opening the presents, happy.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever we're gonna buy to each other, some stupid
Wax.
stuff.
Everybody gets wax.
Everybody gets to serve wax,
It would be amazing.
Mm.
I could get down with that.
So that's the plan, that we have at least a little bit of a Christmas feeling. I mean, there are not many Americans here, right?
Not really.
Did you meet many Americans here?
I think only Steve
Mm.
is like. There's not a lot.
No.
I kind of like that there's not. I feel like Americans get a really bad rep as travelers. Because they're.
Why is that?
I don't know. We get like a rep of being really obnoxious. I think a lot of the country gives bad energy when they're traveling. But here it's like very minimal American population.
Yeah.
People have asked me if I'm Australian, if I'm Dutch,
Yeah.
but American is never the first thing, which I'm really flattered about.
Yeah. No. Rarely I meet Americans here.
It's good.
Yeah. I don't know, where are the Americans traveling?
Europe.
They travel to Europe a lot? Ah, yeah? I mean, it's not that far, right? Depends where you live in America, but I think 6 hours you can be in America from Europe.
Maybe on like the East Coast.
Yeah.
For us, I think it's still like 12. Maybe more. But I like that no one's here.
California, it's on the East Coast. Oh, it's on the West Coast. Yeah. And then you have Florida on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Florida
Florida.
is closer to Europe.
Yes.
So this is going to be maybe 6 hours or
There's
something.
closer. Yeah. For us, it takes like 6 hours to get to Florida.
Ah, yeah.
And
you see,
then-
so how huge actually America is. So
Huge.
that means, yeah, from you to Florida, it's like 6 hours, and then to
Yeah.
Europe, yeah.
Have you been?
No.
Really?
It's for me, when I was growing up, America was always a place which is so far away.
Yeah.
No chance I'm gonna get there, I felt like. I don't know, because it was just, I don't know how or who put that in my head, but it was in my head all the time. Since today, sometimes I feel like, fuck, it's like I never get there. Like,
You're
How
not
do-
really missing much.
how do I get there? It's so far away. Can I even get there?
Yeah. Will I ever get there?
What the heck's going
Planes
on?
go there.
Why I'm thinking that way? I have no clue, No, but I need to go.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I think, like New York probably, just to check it out, right?
Just to see it.
Texas, maybe gonna be
Who
interesting.
says that?
I don't know. I have that. I watch sometimes, or maybe not right now, but I used to watch Kill Tony, which is you don't know that? It's like this stand-up comedy show where you have also, let's say, a jury, 4 people, all comedians.
Yeah.
Tony Hinchcliffe, then
Okay.
Joe Rogan also there.
Yes.
So it's in Texas.
Okay.
Where is it? No, it's not. It's I don't know. Maybe Austin,
Yeah, yeah.
Austin, Texas. So it's so funny, you know, and I watch that sometimes, and it's ridiculous. You need to watch it, at least check it out, you know, just the best moments.
Okay.
Phil Tony,
Like
it's
highlight,
hilarious.
highlight reel.
Man, and then when I see that sometimes, you know, I was thinking to, you know, to go maybe to Texas.
So you could go watch.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So that means, you know, for example, the things you really need to see in America, you know, like, and I'm talking about like kind of more natural things, like the
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, where's the Grand, is it not in Texas?
No, it's in Arizona.
Maybe it's in Arizona,
I
maybe
think.
somebody knows, but you know what I mean?
I should know. Cut that out.
It's fine. So, you know, to go there and
Yeah.
experience
Or,
these things.
Yosemite, the big
Yes.
rocks.
Where there was also the documentary about the guy
That's
who
my favorite movie.
Is it?
Free Solo.
Free Solo, and he was
Yes.
climbing and he was creating the track to go up. It
Oh.
wasn't existing. There
Oh,
was
no.
one part, nobody did it before.
Oh,
And
are
he
you talking
actually-
about Tommy Caldwell?
The guy who lost also his pinky.
Oh no, different movie.
Oh, really?
Talking about the one where he climbs with no rope. Like he climbs completely unattached up El Capitan, like the biggest rock face in the world, with no rope.
Yeah.
That one.
Is it not the same?
No,
Did
this
he
is
not
a
lose
different
his
guy.
pinky?
No,
No.
it's a different one.
Ah,
That guy's
really?
like creating the routes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
nobody did it before.
No, that's different.
So he was spending like months, you know, and he lost his pinky, so he need to stop. And then he did it again, and then this track, which was it was not possible to make it, you know. Nobody could ever done that before, and he created then this route.
I haven't seen that one.
Mhm.
No.
I'm not making that up, you know.
Well, I trust you.
Maybe I
If
make
you
it
could
up.
make it up on the
Maybe
spot,
it
it'd be
was
really
a dream
impressive.
after I watched Free Solo.
Free Solo
No,
is so good.
I think I watched it. Yeah.
It's so good. He just has no fear, actually. Like
Yeah.
his amygdala does not fire at the same level as other people's.
He doesn't feel fear.
No,
It's
it
not
takes like
existing.
I think they call them like adrenaline junkie kind of like fear seeking. It takes like this much more to make them feel what we would feel like this.
Yeah.
Like just
Exactly.
way more intense behavior.
Crazy, no?
Well, no, he just climbed a wall with no rope.
Like, there's no problem in doing that. Like, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I feel scared climbing the stairs sometimes.
Yeah, I know that, but I thought that's what's he thinking. Like, you know,
Yeah.
why everybody's scared of doing that?
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Mm.
I've watched so many times, and I know he survives because I've seen it.
Yeah.
But still, every time I watch, I'm like,
You were
"Ugh."
climbing before? No, it's nothing for you.
I did when I was younger. In
Like with the thing, the rope, you know.
in like summer camp.
Yeah, yeah,
Would go to I went to a lot of like sleepaway camps as a kid,
yeah,
like adventure camps.
yeah.
So they would send us for like 3 weeks in the summer. Scout.
You call it Scout boys? Scout
Boy Scouts.
people? Boy Scout?
Scout people.
Boy Scout people, no? It's like summer camp, you know?
Kind of. I mean, yeah, it's kind. We don't get like badges and wear
Ah,
uniform.
okay, yeah. I was talking about
But
this,
we'd
yeah.
go like rock climbing in Utah and just do the little like pulling people up. It's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, easy, no?
Hard.
No,
This-
no, I
this-
mean, like, you know, easy in a way, like, yeah, I think
Have you
it's
been?
awesome to do that.
Like this part of your forearm has never been so tight in your life. From like,
Yeah, I was doing also climbing with a friend and his dad back in the days a lot, inside a lot, you know.
oh, still really hard.
Yeah, same, you know, it's great, I loved it, you know, but I was then playing soccer, so I stopped doing that actually, you know.
Soccer. You call it soccer too.
Soccer, yeah. I mean, you know, football,
No,
okay.
yeah. We call soccer.
Yeah. What, you told me that the other day? Why wouldn't you say, why are you saying soccer?
No, but everyone says that to me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Somebody told me the other day, I said soccer. I played soccer. Why you say soccer? It's football.
Okay.
You weren't that person?
No, I say soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was playing soccer all my life, until I started traveling. That was my sport.
Me too.
You played soccer? Mm-hmm. No.
Yes.
Where? What position?
Right forward.
Ah, yeah? So right in the front on the right.
I also played goalie for a while. I started when I was like 4.
What's goalie?
Goalie? Keeper?
Ah, goalie. It's like, what?
Goalie.
Funny. I was also
Keeper.
goalkeeper
Yeah?
when I was really young.
Yeah.
But
When it was easy?
yes, but the problem was I always cried when I got the
Me too.
so I could not stand. I needed to switch
The
the position.
trauma.
Oh,
When the
horrible.
goal goes in, you're like, it's my fault.
Yeah. So I could not be goalkeeper.
Even though it had to be everyone else's fault before it got to you,
Yeah.
it was still your fault.
Yeah. So then I needed to switch.
Too much pressure.
But you were goalkeeper. You started goalkeeper and then you became on the field.
Oh no, I mean when I was young, I think they put you everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
And then as I got, I think I played some goalkeeper when I was in like 15, 12, but then in high school, I was always like forward and out because then it got serious and I really didn't want to be the problem. I also broke a finger trying to,
Yeah.
yeah. So fun though.
So you're right. Your strong foot is the right. How you were making the goals with the right foot?
To cross over from the side, assist.
Nice.
So fun.
That's interesting, huh? That you played soccer.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, usually it's a guy sport, no?
What?
Usually?
No.
In Germany, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
what
gosh.
do you mean?
Oh, so many girls
Yeah?
play soccer in the US.
That's cool. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Like I had most of my friends growing up I met playing soccer. In school, we had like a school team and an outside school team. I played intramurals in college. It's big for girls.
I have like, I don't know, I was doing once like a coaching and it was more about like, it was in one chapter was about like thinking about the moment where you're really proud and happy about yourself and what you did, You need to think about that because the task was actually to, let's say the test was actually to get goosebumps, because our mind cannot actually make the, differentiate between the past, the future, and the present. If it's about thoughts. So the task was to find a moment when you were really proud and happy about yourself, or in general that moment. To get goosebumps. To actually trick your brain and make it understand that it's actually happening right now.
Like relive that
Relive,
feeling.
and it's happening now. You're gonna get the reaction goosebumps.
Yeah.
So for me, it was soccer when I was actually making a goal in
Yeah.
a really important game.
Yeah.
And all the stadium was so freaking out because that happened, and I was the guy who made that goal with the head.
You just feel so good.
And it was so nice, that moment that I picked it and I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's happening
like
right
now.
now. But so now I was thinking, like, was it for you also something like this when you remember back and you had like a great moment in soccer? Or what would you actually pick if you think about that, when you were really happy about you and what you were doing?
I mean, that's like a good one because there's so much adrenaline already and it's like such a, like, I don't know if there's any other moments where even if you accomplish something really big, that's like, making a goal to tie the game or making a goal to win the game in a really important moment. It's so intense and like it's obviously upon your own actions. It's not like you worked really hard for something and you accomplished it and it finally happened. It's like so in the moment and it happens. Like the celebration is so big.
Yeah.
To revisit that, there's so many good moments like that you get from soccer.
Yeah, and it's in the team as well.
Yes,
So it's
and
not
everyone's
only yourself.
so excited and it takes so many people to get there, but your point in it is like the last touch.
Yes,
Yeah, I missed that.
But here, you don't want to play soccer here?
You can play soccer here?
Yeah, of course.
I haven't played in so long.
Me too, So when I was going with the young boys here,
Yeah, they're probably really good.
I was like, I couldn't
I
keep
can't.
up. They're young, they're really fast. It's kind of a hall they have here, but still open on the on the side, you know, just a roof.
Yeah.
It's inside small field.
Yeah.
So I played with them maybe twice because then it was like too hard,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
They're
Their
really good.
footwork is probably amazing.
Mm.
I can't really run in the heat.
Yeah, the heat too, you know. But you could play soccer here.
Oh,
They
it's
do some
so
games
good.
here outside sometimes.
Team sports like that are something that I feel like we take for granted when we're young. Like maybe your parents make you go and it's practice every day and you don't really want to go. But it's such a special time in your life that ends. And for most people, after a certain age, like you don't really play anymore. And it's sad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's such a finite time, and the adrenaline and the feel good that you get from it, after it's over, it's like you don't really get that kind of accomplishment and excitement unless you're still playing games. But team sports are not really a thing for adults as much, are they?
No. I thought about it in a way of like here, for example, if you come here and you surf,
Yeah.
you know, it's great, but
Yeah.
it's missing also some variables related to sports, like competing.
Yeah. Oh,
You
you're
know-
not competing out there? 'Cause I am.
No, I'm not.
Just kidding.
I mean, yeah, you know, that's
Yeah.
totally missing.
Yeah. It's-
So what I actually then started doing when they opened was playing paddle. And
Okay.
you get that competition feeling of competing,
Yeah.
which you don't have in surf.
Yeah.
I got it there, and it's cool, you know.
Are you still playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of people play,
Mm.
like, and do lessons and take it on. Do you feel like it gives you the same excitement and accomplishment that you felt from soccer, or at least similar?
Similar, yeah. Yes, so you know, regarding the surf and the competition part, it's in paddle, you get that too. Like it a lot. Didn't play before. First time maybe 2 years ago in Gran Canaria because it's a Spanish thing, you know.
Yeah, is it like tennis? I've never even seen it.
But you never played that? So why wouldn't you start?
Paddle?
Yeah.
I just haven't even been to the place yet.
Yeah, maybe you should try because it's
Yeah.
also a community here, you know. You're gonna meet also people through that, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And the sport itself, it's really good. It's really makes a lot of fun. Or you know what's really cool? I thought about that maybe last year. This kind of paragliding.
As a workout?
No, it's just like a sport, you know. So when you go
Yeah.
so there's like this hill, you go on the hill and you have like this thing,
Yes.
and then you run. Oh no,
It's like a little airplane, right?
it's like a kite you
Yes,
have,
yes.
you know, and then you run and then you take the thermos, the hot air
Yes.
to use to get up, and then you can just fly and glide through the air.
But not by yourself.
Wouldn't Yeah, I mean you can do license here and then you
Yeah.
can do it,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. You can also just start by being on someone's back
Yes.
or the other way around, being in someone's lap.
Yeah.
But you would call that sports? I mean, I
yeah,
think it's
that's
a
like
nice activity to do.
I mean, if you're doing it by yourself, that's like an extreme sport.
Is it?
I mean,
It's so calming, no? So really nice
think
gliding
about
through the air.
how many things you have to set up before to make sure that like it's calming.
But that's what you think right now. Let's say you do that since 2 months, 3-4 months.
Yeah.
It's so relaxing, no?
But then it's like still
You think there's have still adrenaline going through their body when they do
jump
that?
off a cliff. Is that not?
Yeah.
You don't think
okay.
every time they're running off, you're like, well, I hope this is set up right. Like,
I don't know. When I see them in the air, I found them. Oh, they must be so relaxed right now.
yeah.
I mean, I would probably be so relaxed
you
just to
think?
glide through, because it's not fast. It's not like skydiving.
No, but you gotta be like catching the right wind. Like if that thing,
I think these things happen naturally
I would love to see you up there.
because you're not creating hot air or cold air. You're just
No,
gliding
but you
through
gotta
it.
also pick the right day to go and know about the wind. And
Yeah.
if you're just
okay.
jumping off a cliff and you're not knowing the wind is right, what if it doesn't catch in your little sail?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Be a good way to die. Be like very extreme.
You saw, but so the person who is in free solo, he wouldn't have a problem with that, huh? It's like
No, he
fucking
was
boring.
like, if I die, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fucking boring. I'm
That
not
was
doing
probably
that.
too safe for him. He'd probably do it with no parachute. Just jump.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. That would be something, huh, for him.